It's the second week of Advent when we as a church are thinking about peace, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. This idea of peace as something more than merely an absence of conflict, which is often how people understand it, right? The idea seems to be that if you and I are not actively fighting each other, then we are therefore at peace. But that's really not it. The Catechism tells us that peace is the work of justice and the effect of charity. What the heck does that mean? Those are both theologically significant terms. Justice is understood historically, all the way back to the ancient Greeks, as giving someone their due, giving someone what they're owed. Charity, of course, is more than merely giving money to the needy. Charity, in a theological context, is love. Love of the deepest, most theologically profound, most godlike sorts. When we truly love another, when we will another person's good, when we seek to lay down our lives for another. That's what charity is. So peace is some sort of outflowing of a person who is truly just and is truly loving. When we talk about justice, again, I said the idea is giving someone what they are due. Well, what are people owed? What do we owe to another? That in and of itself is a big question. But to again reference the Catechism, we're told in the Catechism that justice involves respecting the rights of others and promoting harmony. And that's the key phrase, I think, as we think about what it means to be a peacemaker, to be a person of peace in this Advent season. How are we not merely avoiding strife, avoiding conflict, but how are we promoting harmony? You could think about what it's like for a married couple. If I somehow wrong my wife, if I do something that violates her rights, if I do something that upsets her, I haven't really made peace if all we do is move on from it, right? If we just sort of pretend it didn't happen. That's not peacemaking. Peacemaking is the restoration of harmony. It's the seeking the other person's good. How can we promote real flourishing, real love in the relationships that we have with other people? Here during Advent, as we move toward Christmas and we remember the first coming of the Prince of Peace, and as we look forward in hopeful anticipation to his second and final coming, and we think of what that means, that Christ is the Prince of Peace, right? That in the words of Isaiah, that swords will be beaten into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks. Right? All these beautiful images we have from Scripture and the tradition of the church about the peace that Christ brings. As we live that out in our own lives today, let's think about what it means to promote harmony, to promote flourishing, to promote real peace in our homes, with our friends, with our colleagues, and our neighbors. A happy second week of Advent to you, and peace be with you.